1974. Trudy is making a mask out of wax while her son quietly eats his breakfast. Then her husband takes out their other son as the boy struggles to free himself. To keep him in place, they strap him in his seat, leaving visible marks on his arms and legs. When he scratches his mother, Trudy slaps him in the face so hard his gums start receding like Charlie Kirk's hairline. Somewhere in America in 2005, Paige is excited for her friend Carly for getting an internship because Paige knows her dumbass self wouldn't have been able to get one. Carly's excited to watch a football game with her friends and boyfriend Wade. They have to go on a road trip to get there though. Wade is not so happy that Carly's twin brother Nick is going with them. So Carly says that it was Blake who posted Nick's bail and not her. Paige goes to see her foreign-ass boyfriend Blake, who is rapping, but he unfortunately inherited his rapping skills from his white side. Their group consists of 6 people: Blake, Paige, Carly, Wade, Nick, and Dalton. Dalton always takes videos using his camera, annoying Paige, who doesn't want another sex tape released. To get to their destination faster, Blake chooses to take a shortcut. However, the road is blocked, and they have to take an unexpected turn. Meanwhile, Paige over here, licking Blake's lollipop. They all agree to camp out for the night and leave early the next day. They drive by a sign that says Trudy's House of Wax. And once they stop, Carly wonders if Paige has told Blake that she might be pregnant. But Paige says she doesn't plan to yet, because her heavy flow might just be late. Nick goes to confront Carly for getting him arrested, but Carly said it's not her fault Nick stole a car. Suddenly the wind blows, and they all smell something fierce. While filming his friends, Dalton seems to focus a lot on Carly, indicating he may be a little obsessed with her. Then a vehicle pulls in with bright lights beaming at them. They politely ask the driver to turn the lights off, but when he doesn't, Nick gets angry and throws a beer bottle at the car, breaking a headlight. Only then does the car leave. Later that night, someone with a video camera spies on the sleeping couples. When they wake up the next day, it's already 2 in the afternoon. They might miss the game. Wade finds out that his car's fan belt is busted. He tells the others to go without him. Meanwhile, the girls are in the woods when they smell that awful scent again. Carly's dumbass wants to find the source. Unfortunately, Carly trips, tumbles, and falls down a pit filled with dead animals. She gets even more scared when she sees a hand coming out from the pit. The boys rescue her, and not long after that, a truck pulls in, and a man disposes of another dead animal. The truck driver smiles and pulls the hand from the pit to show them that it's fake. Then, Wade asks the man if he knows where he can get a fan belt, and the man offers to give them a ride to the closest town where they can buy it at a gas station from a man named Bo. Nick offers Carly his shirt, and boy, I love that they needed an excuse to show us this foreign man's muscles. Unfortunately, the creeper man tries to take a peek at Carly. Stupidly, Carly and Wade get in the man's car anyway, while the others decide to see the football game. When Carly sees the man's knife, she starts to get suspicious. A river is blocking their way, and the man says they have to go around to get to the town of Ambrose. At this point, Wade and Carly get out of the car and decide to walk because of the man's fugly-ass teeth. The other group gets stuck in traffic, and they know they are not going to make it on time, so they all agree just to turn back. When Carly and Wade see the town, they feel bad about suspecting the man who gave them a ride. The town of Ambrose looks like a ghost town, and no one's at the gas station. But they see someone peeking from behind a curtain. They go to the church and hear someone talking inside. When they open the door, there is an ongoing funeral service. The grieving man scolds them for being insensitive, but then he returns and apologizes, saying someone important to him just died. Wade says they need a fan belt and are looking for a man named Bo. It turns out the man is the one they're looking for, and he promises to meet them in half an hour. Inside the museum, someone is making another wax figure. The sign on the door says it's closed, but the two still enter. They are surprised to see that the wax figures are not well-known people like Paris Hilton. The entire building is made of wax, including the floors and the walls. They learn about Trudy Sinclair, a wax artist who used to be so famous in Ambrose. The dog inside makes some noise, alerting the wax artist. Carly finds out that the sculptures were made by someone named Vincent. After getting freaked out by someone outside, she tells Wade they have to leave right away. Meanwhile, Blake tells Nick and Dalton to pick up Carly and Wade because he'd rather stay behind and do the nasty with Paige. Wade gets tired of waiting, so he starts looking for a 15-inch fan belt at the gas station. When Bo arrives, he says the 15-inch ones are at his house, and he will take them there if they want. That sounds a bit dirty. Bo then tells them the sad story of the Sinclair family. He says the father was a surgeon whose license was revoked because he operated illegally. They came to the town of Ambrose, where Trudy followed her passion of creating wax figures. However, Trudy had a cyst in her brain, went crazy, and died. The father soon killed himself, leaving their sons behind. One of them was Vincent. Wade goes inside Beau's house while Carly waits in the car. His dumbass gets curious and enters a room, stumbling upon an operating table and some medical equipment. It's already dark when Carly notices that the car's headlight is busted, and she knows they done fucked up. She tries to get Wade's attention, but it's already too late because a masked man, Vincent, cuts his Achilles tendon. He falls and the man kicks him in the face. Meanwhile, Carly tries calling her friends, telling them that Beau is the one who was spying on them at the campsite, but her call goes straight to voicemail because Blake too busy breaking Paige's back. When Beau comes back, Carly locks herself inside the car and refuses to get out until Wade comes back. With the key inside, Carly manages to start the vehicle and fight back. Unfortunately, she drops her phone. Then she runs for her life. Nick and Dalton are on their way. Nick assures Dalton that he didn't regret taking the blame for the stolen car because Dalton is his friend. Elsewhere, Vincent takes Wade to his workshop and injects him with Ozempic to sedate him. Wade can do nothing but whimper. Vincent proceeds to give him the 40-year-old virgin wax on his eyebrows to clean him and stitch his wound shut before placing him on a special seat surrounded by some equipment. He then turns on the machines, and Wade is helpless as melted wax is sprayed all over his foine ass. Meanwhile, Carly goes straight to the church to ask for help. She realizes that everyone inside is made of wax. Then she discovers that those are real people covered in wax. The one inside the casket is Trudy Sinclair. When Beau finds Carly, she tries to run away from him, but he's faster and stronger, so he catches her soon enough. She begs for help from the one peeking behind a curtain, but to no avail. Then Beau takes her inside the shop and straps her to the chair. She notices the scars on his wrist. Nick and Dalton leave the car behind and walk to the gas station. The two split up, hoping to cover more ground. To stop Carly from screaming, Beau shuts her mouth closed using superglue. After dealing with her, Beau walks out of the shop and talks to Nick. He even volunteers to help Nick look for his sister. Meanwhile, Carly dislodges the chair's rail and stretches an arm to get Nick's attention. But Beau spots her first, so he clips off the tip of her clit-flinging finger. So she forcefully opens her mouth, tearing off the skin that is stuck with the superglue. She screams so loud just as Beau is about to stab Nick. Nick punches Beau and locks him outside before he frees and saves Carly. At the same time, Dalton enters the wax museum. He's shocked to find a figure that looks exactly like Wade, and then he realizes that it's his friend covered in wax. Now the supernatural star famous enough for a wax figure. He tries peeling off the still hot wax but ends up peeling off Wade's skin in the process. Even after the first time, he continues to break his skin. Vincent takes notice of what's happening and he starts attacking Dalton, but misses and hits Wade. This man done rolled his eyes like so over it. Dalton falls off the stairs trying to escape, and Vincent cuts off his head without even thinking twice. He then drags his body to his workshop. Nick remembers that Dalton has the car keys and that they still have to look for Wade. Carly tells him about the woman she saw earlier, but when they go to her house and check, they find out that she too is covered in wax. The entire town is staged. Just as they're about to start their third round of rear-ending, Blake gets out and turns on the radio again and checks the voicemails from Carly. Meanwhile, Paige is about to sleep when Vincent enters the tent and attacks her. Luckily, she manages to escape before he reaches her. Blake is already dead, so Paige hides in an abandoned building. She takes a metal bar and hides inside a car, waiting for him to leave. When Vincent finds her, Paige hits him and runs off. But her luck eventually runs out, and Vincent penetrates her head, and Paris Hilton still serving good head. Vincent then takes a video of her using Dalton's camera. Nick breaks a shop's window to get Beau's attention. Then he takes a crossbow so they can fight back, but Beau shoots at them, and they have no choice but to run. Carly pretends to be a wax figure inside the theater as Beau hunts them down. Lucky for them, Nick manages to shoot him in the chest and arm with his crossbow, and he finally falls to the ground. They take his gun, but when they can't find the bullets, they just leave the gun behind. Carly's cell phone is no longer in the car, so they go inside Beau's house instead. While looking around, Carly discovers that Vincent and Beau were Siamese twins. See, that's why you don't be inbreeding. The twins' fathers did the operation himself to separate them. Beau walks in and tries to remove the arrows from his body, while Nick looks for a way out. Then Carly sees her friends' dead bodies at the back of a truck. Vincent comes home and tries to help Beau with his wounds, but Beau pushes him away and tells him to find the two who have escaped. He says they will make their mother proud by making a town filled with wax residents. Nicole Kidman could have played Vincent, and it wouldn't have made a difference. Carly and Nick head downstairs at the workshop, and they accidentally alert Beau, who sees the town's lights go on and off. He knows the two are in the control room. They find out that Dalton is already dead and covered in wax, and so is Wade. They find a way out but realize the house is connected to the wax museum. Carly sees the high chairs and learns that Beau was the one who used to be strapped on chairs as a child. The fire that started from the basement gets bigger, and Nick continues to fight Beau. Beau stabs Nick in the thigh, but Carly hits him with a baseball bat multiple times until he dies. Everything around them starts to melt in a hot pool of wax. As Paris Hilton would say, "That's hot." Vincent gets angry that his brother is dead, and he chases Carly. Carly tries to reason with Vincent, telling him that he's not the monster Beau convinced him to be, but he continues to attack her. Nick wrestles Vincent to defend his sister, but Vincent is just too strong for him. So Carly pulls the knife from Nick's thigh and stabs Vincent repeatedly. The floor then caves in, and Vincent falls, surrounded by the melting walls. Nick and Carly manage to find a way out before the melted wax burns them to death. The next day, the big fire alerts the police, and they send people to find out what happened. Nick and Carly are finally rescued, and everything is over. The sheriff says that Ambrose has been abandoned for 10 years already, ever since the sugar mill shut down. It's not even on the map anymore. He adds that the Sinclair brothers lured people into town before killing them. Then why yo police asses never did nothing? Just after the ambulance leaves, an officer reveals that documents say the Sinclair couple had 3 sons, not 2. Carly sees the truck driver wave at her happily. Though confused, she lets go of whatever questions she still has about the town. And because this movie sucked, we don't have a sequel to find out about the 3rd son. By the end of the movie, Nick has kept the video camera that Dalton was always carrying. What did you guys think of this one? I feel like the deaths could have been more creative. The only creative one was Wade's, then the scriptwriter got lazy for some reason.
Subscribe to watch more videos like this. Turn on notifications. And leave a like, it really helps the channel out. Thank you for watching.